Hi, everyone. On today's episode, we're diving into a topic that doesn't get nearly enough attention: how everyday toxins, especially those from plastics, might be impacting your fertility. If you've been told that your egg or sperm quality isn't quite where it needs to be, you probably heard about cutting back on caffeine, alcohol, and maybe even stress. Did you know that everyday items like plastic containers, food packing, and even some skincare products could be working against you too? This episode is all about those hidden everyday exposures like bisphenols and phthalates. They can disrupt your hormones and potentially impact the egg and sperm health. And here's the best part: I'm not talking about drastic changes. We're going to walk you through simple, manageable swaps that you can make in your kitchen, your personal care routine, and around your home that might just help to create a healthier environment for conception. If you're ready to take a fresh look at some small shifts that could make a big difference, you might be surprised on how easy it is to support your fertility goals, starting with a few smart choices. Let's dive in. Welcome to Fertility and Wholeness Podcast. Are you tired of seeing that test be negative month after month? Will you ever stop having to take test after test? Are you scared of all the medical terminology, office visits, and misinformation you see at every turn on your infertility journey? If you answer yes to any of those, you're not alone. You are at the right place. I am so happy you're here with us. My name is Arianna. I'm a fertility care practitioner and a wholeness coach with over a decade of experience on the field. I created this podcast because I know what it is to feel alone and lost while navigating fertility problems. And after helping hundreds of women, teaching them how to not protract their cycles, boost their fertility, and navigate their monthly emotional roller coaster and get pregnant naturally, I am on a mission to empower women to take charge of their fertility journey. In this podcast, you will find heartfelt conversations, education, tips on how to take care of and understand your fertility, emotional support, simple lifestyle changes to boost your fertility, nutrition, self-care routines, tips for handling stress and anxiety with ease. We have amazing, exciting expert interviews and guests, inspirational stories, and practical advice on preparing for pregnancy and joyful delivery. Are you ready to reclaim your health, your life, and become pregnant naturally? If so, grab your green juice and prenatal vitamins. This episode is just what the doctor ordered. Welcome back to today's episode. Today's episode is all about making small, manageable changes to reduce our exposure to everyday environmental toxins, especially if you've been trying to conceive. You might wonder why this is even necessary, or do these tiny exposures really matter? Well, the science says that they can impact things like egg or sperm quality. Making these few mindful changes can help to create the best possible environment for conception. I'm here to share some easy to follow tips on reducing exposure to compounds like bisphenols and phthalates. Don't worry, I'll explain what those are and whether they're worth minimizing. So, let's jump into it and explore how to make those simple shifts in areas like food, kitchenware, personal care, or household products to support a healthier, toxin reduced lifestyle. Let's start with the story about my kitchen plates. Yep, I threw them all away in one day. Well, not all at once, but over a week or so. I swapped every single one of our plastic and chip dishes for glass or ceramic. My husband, on the other hand, was not so thrilled. He looked at the new set of glass plates and said, "You know we have kids, right?" He had a point. Our little ones are pros on dropping dishes and glassware. So, so we had always had plastic options for them. But after learning that certain plastics can leach chemicals when they're heated or scratched up, I just couldn't see our plates the same way, even with the risk of a few broken plates here and there. And you know what? I have realized that we can be more intentional with our dishes. Maybe that means reminding the kids to be extra careful, or just accepting a few mishaps along the way. And yes, my husband has come around. Now, he's usually the one reminding the kids to hold the plate with both hands. Let's start with the basics. Why should you care about toxins like bisphenols, BPAs, and phthalates when we're thinking about conception? Bisphenols, like BPA, and phthalates are compounds commonly found in plastics, processed food, and even personal care products. They're known as endocrine disruptors, which means they can interfere with our body hormone systems. Since hormones play a huge role in the reproductive health, these chemicals can potentially affect both the egg and the sperm quality. Studies suggest that reducing exposure to these toxins can support healthier eggs and sperm, which are essential when we're trying to conceive. The good news is that you don't have to overhaul your entire life. Instead, focus on the small, simple swaps you can make to minimize exposure. One of the biggest areas where we encounter these chemicals is food. Processed food and plastics are often the culprits for hidden toxins. So let's start there. First, think about reducing processed foods. I'm not saying you need to be 100% whole foods all the time, but whenever is possible. Aim for natural ingredients over highly processed items. Choose things like vegetables, nuts, eggs, and lean proteins as the base for your meals and snack. If you enjoy takeout, go for options in cardboard containers rather than in plastic, especially with hot food. Heat can cause chemicals in plastic to leach into food. And if you're shopping for staples like oils or vinegar, opt for glass bottles instead of the plastic ones, especially for liquids that can absorb more chemicals. And I'll admit it, changing these habits can be an adjustment, but it's doable. For example, bottled water. My Costco cart was never complete without a hefty case of them. But as I started looking into the impact of plastics, I couldn't justify all the single use plastic in our lives, especially when I learned that it can leach chemicals into the water. So I invested in stainless steel water bottles for the whole family. It took some time to remember to bring them everywhere. Now it's second nature. And hey, we're saving money without all those cases of water. Next, add your kitchenware. Believe it or not, certain kitchen tools and containers can release chemicals into our food, especially if they're plastic and used with hot items. If you're still using plastic containers or kitchen tools with hot foods, consider switching to glass or stainless steel alternatives. Things like reusable water bottles are a great example. A stainless steel bottle is a safer option, especially if you're washing it in hot water. And hey, if you're looking for an excuse to splurge on that trendy Stanley Cup or some new kitchen gear, consider this your sign. Let's make healthier choices and have fun with it. Also, if you're blending hot food, consider buying a new blender cup. I know this is a little bit of step, but just think about when you pour hot liquids in the blender, and even though the food is only there for a few minutes, still it's leaching plastic or BPA into our food. If you're using non-stick cookware, this can be another source of exposure. Swapping to cast iron or stainless steel pans is a simple, durable option that eliminates the risk of toxins releasing at high temperatures. I know some of those non-sticky pans are convenient, but if you're looking to reduce toxins, this is a solid place to start. Now let's talk about personal care products. Many skincare and beauty items contain ingredients that can act as a hormone disruptor, like parabens or phthalates, artificial fragrance. So one switch is to fragrance-free or phthalate-free lotions and sunscreens. Body lotion is a great starting point since it covers a large area of your skin and it can be absorbed quickly. For makeup lovers, consider switching to a phthalate-free lipstick brand since lipstick is soft and applied near the mouth. It is a good idea to make sure it is free of hormone disruptive chemicals. And if you are into nail care, look for non-toxic nail polishes. Little changes like this add up, and it is empowering to know that you're choosing products that are healthier for your body. One more change that has been a bit of an adventure is my coffee routine. I used to swing by the coffee shop at the corner most days, and it was just convenient. But when I learned that disposable cups had plastic lining that could release chemicals into my hot drink, I started to bring my own reusable mug. It has definitely taken a bit of planning. have had mornings where I'm halfway there just to realize that I forgot. But it has become a habit that I actually look forward to now. Lastly, let's touch on household cleaning products. Traditional cleaning, laundry products, and disinfectants can contain some pretty strong chemicals, including compounds that can interfere with the hormone function. Brands like 7th Generation and Ecover Zero offer non-toxin fragrance-free products that are great alternatives. And if you're using dryer sheets, consider switching to wool dryer balls. Many fabric softeners and dryer sheets contain fragrance and these other chemicals that can release into the air. Wool balls are a natural way to reduce static and soften the clothes without the extra chemical. If you're looking for safer disinfectants, vinegar and alcohol-based cleaners are effective without the need of harsh chemicals. It is just a small but impactful choice. Another way to get exposure to BPS is store receipts. If possible, say no to the receipts or wash your hands as soon as you come home. The plastic component bisphenol has been in the headlines nonstop by scientists and health experts in consumer press for a federal ban on food and packaging made with this synthetic estrogen, shown to leach readily into the beverages and canned food. Most Americans are probably unaware that they're regularly exposed to the same endocrine disrupting chemicals in cash register receipts. So, as we wrap it up, remember that reducing exposure to toxins isn't about perfection. It's about progress, even a little choice, from using glass food containers to swapping for cleaner personal care products. This helps to create a healthier environment for you and your future family. These changes don't have to happen overnight. For us, it became more just a goal. It was a lifestyle. And whether it's reusable bottles, ceramic plates, or a trusty coffee mug, each small swap adds up over time to make a meaningful difference. I hope today's episode and a bit of my own story has inspired you to make small changes towards a toxin-reduced lifestyle. Start with what it feels manageable, and remember, every choice counts. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, and check out our show notes for links of the recommendations we mentioned today. Until next time, stay healthy, mindful, and have fun with those small swaps. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed today's episode, we got a special treat for you. Join our free Facebook group where you can connect with other amazing women and share your thoughts. Join us by clicking in the link in the show notes. We can't wait to welcome you into our supportive community. And don't forget to come back for our next episode, where we'll be sharing even more inspiring stories, encouraging tips, educational insights, and practical strategies. Oh, and before you go, we have a tiny favor to ask. If you found today's episode uplifting and helpful, please leave us a review. It's like giving us a virtual hug, and it helps other amazing women like you find our show. Plus, it makes us smile from ear to ear. And hey, why stop there? Share the love. Tell your Betsies, your mom, your sister, and even your favorite barista about our podcast. The more, the merrier.